Hi, this is Patty Heitzman. Oh, I got a joke here. This is about the old Indian. Oh, oh, there was a man named John. Oh, he had worked as a businessman, and his boss had him run an errand over at the store. So he went to the store and he ran an errand for him, for his boss. So he was about to leave the store, and um, and a man came over to John and said, "Hey, come here." Said John says, "Yeah, what is it?" And the man said, "I want you to look out this window over here." He said, "Okay." And John went to the window with the man, and John asked, "Yeah, what about it?" And all I see is a man, all I see is an Indian there. It's an old Indian. And the man said, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See that old Indian over there?" John said, "Yeah. This old Indian is very smart. Ask him anything and he'll tell you, he'll answer your question. Like, what happened some years ago, and he'll tell you the right answer." And John said, "Okay, I'll ask him what he had for breakfast 20 years ago." And the man said, "Okay, you do that and you come back to me." And John said, "Okay." And John went to the old Indian and asked him, after they said hi to one another, "What did you have for breakfast 20 years ago?" And the old Indian said, "Eggs." And he said, "Okay, thank you." And they said bye to one another, and then the man, that's John, came back and said to the man, "Oh, I did ask that old Indian what he had for breakfast 20 years ago, and he said he had eggs." And the man said, "Oh, that's nothing. Anybody can say that." And John said, "Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to ask that man, that old Indian, how he had his eggs. Then I'll come back and tell you." But the old Indian was gone. The next day, John's boss had him get transferred to another state. So John had no choice but to move to another state. So so 15 years later he came back. John came back. And you know what happened next? Oh, John went for a walk, and yes, John went for a walk, and the next, and guess who he saw? The old Indian. The old Indian still looked the same. So anyway, well, you know how the Indians say hi to one another? They they hold out their hand and they say how. So so the so John said to the old Indian, he was trying to say hi, said how, but The old Indian said, "Scrambled." Yeah, the old Indian remembered what he had for breakfast 35 years ago. Scrambled eggs. Get it? Ah, that was neat.